Hello everybody and welcome. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, I'm in the cemetery. Today is December 25th, 2024. It is Christmas Day, and I hope you all are having a fantastic Christmas or whichever holiday you choose to celebrate. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. This one is really personal. So today we are going to visit my grandparents' graves on both sides. So I know this is going to sound a little corny and cliche, but being that I'm a huge Fast and the Furious fan, there's nothing more important to me than family. All my life, I've always been family oriented. I've been close with my brother, my sister, both of my parents, and my grandparents on both sides. And you know, I love each and every one of them, those that are still here with me and those who are not here with me. So this particular cemetery that I'm at is the final resting place of two sets of grandparents, both on my mom's side. Now there is a story behind that. I'm not going to go into my mom's life story. I'm not going to go into my life story, but just know that there are two sets of grandparents on my mom's side. And today we're going to visit their grave, and I'm going to tell you a little story from my childhood. And I also brought flowers. They're in my car, so we're going to put some flowers on their graves today. It's actually not too cold out today. I mean, it's like mid 40s. It's kind of chilly, but not too chilly. It's kind of nice. You know, the cemetery is very peaceful, very quiet. I mean, it does set off one of the main roads here in Newark. I just figured I would come up here for the day and visit some of my grandparents. So right here is the final resting place of Bobby Hankins and Patricia Hankins. I don't know if I ever met Bobby here. He died in '94. I would have been 2 years old. So there's a possibility that I did meet him. I have no recollection of doing so, as I was only 2 years old. Over here to the right is Patricia Hankins, my grandma. We called her Mama. And these were more so my mom's sister, brother, parents. So again, I never met Bobby, but Patricia, Mama, as we called her, I would hang out with her sometimes, more so on holidays. Again, I was really young. I remember going over to her condo and going swimming a lot. Mama would have passed in 2015, which would have put me at 23 years old. I vaguely remember it. Yeah, so this is my grandparents on my mom's side. One of the sets, as I said before, I'm not going to go into detail, but it looks like somebody has come out here and left some little candy canes, a wreath around the flower cup, and there's a little tree right there along with some flowers and a little Santa Claus. Now, I'm not saying I didn't really know Mama and Bobby here. Obviously Bobby passed when I was real young, but Mama, I went to her house quite a bit and hung out as a kid. I remember going over for holidays and going swimming in her pool at her condo and stuff here in town. But I mean, other than that, like, the older I get, I'm 32 now, and my memory is starting to fade, which completely sucks. But I do have some memories left. I have some pictures of her when I was younger. I honestly don't even remember the last time that we had a picture taken together, but I do have pictures together. As I said before, we're gonna come back and put some flowers on their grave before we leave. So this next one is pretty emotional because this grandparent was the glue of the family. And every holiday, every birthday, every chance we could, we were always at her house. She picked me up from school when I was really little because my school was across the street from her apartment. And we're gonna go pay respects to my other grandma and grandpa on my mom's side. Now, being that my grandma passed in 2009, I still remember it like it was yesterday. I still remember the funeral. I still remember everything from that day. And right here is the final resting place of Grandma and Grandpa Hankins, Tom and Clarice. Tom passed in 1988, so there was obviously no chance of me meeting him. He passed almost a year after my brother was born, actually. My brother was born in 87 and he passed in 88. There's so many things to come to mind when anyone ever brings up Clarice, which would be my other grandma, who we called Gran. I remember all the holidays going over to her apartment for, you know, getting together with the family, having dinner, having a huge dinner that she would make herself, presents, birthdays, anytime there was something to do with school. As I said before, she picked me up. Well, she would walk over and pick me up from school when I was in grade school, and we would walk across the street back to her apartment. So I remember that, which sucks because that school is no longer there now, but the apartments are actually still there. So a lot of memories come to mind just, you know, being here, and it's really, really emotional. And I know you guys can't see me right now, but it's really, really emotional, and it looks like somebody has left some stuff here as well. Candy canes, a wreath around the flower cup, some flowers there, and there's a little thing right there. It says Grandma, Santa Claus, and another little Christmas tree. So somebody's been out here. Could have been either one of my aunts or uncles, as most of them still live in town. All right, so now I'm gonna go to my car and get some flowers and put on their graves, pay my respects, and we'll have another cemetery to go to right after this. I went to the store last night before they all closed, and I picked me up a small bouquet of flowers. Now, I've actually never done this before. I usually just visit the gravesite. I usually never leave anything, unless of course you watch my famous grave videos. I usually leave like a penny or something of the sorts, but today I'm gonna leave some flowers. I got a small little bouquet here, quite a bit, so I'm just gonna pick out a couple because we have 2 other graves to go to, and I'm gonna cut these down just a little bit, some scissors. And I'm gonna put these in somehow. I'll put them in the back here. How they look? Good? Yeah, they look pretty good. So now I'm gonna leave some for Mama and Bobby. Cut these down just a little bit. There we go. Put these back in. There's some room here in the back. Put those back there. It's pretty good, right? And I just want to say, Merry Christmas, Mama. Rest in peace. We love you. We miss you. We hope we're making you proud. And before we leave, I just wanted to tell my gran that I love you and I miss you. Merry Christmas. I hope you're enjoying heaven and hope you're having a blast up there. I certainly hope that I'm making you proud. Again, I love you and I miss you. Wish you were here every year so we could come over like we did as kids and have a huge dinner, get to see everybody for Christmas, and just all be together. All right, so now I'm here at another cemetery just outside of Newark, and I'm here to pay my respects and visit my grandparents on my dad's side's grandma and grandpa Nash. And as you can see, it's a very peaceful cemetery just outside of town. It's a pretty old cemetery. And my grandparents are laid to rest just over here. I have the last two flowers that I'm gonna lay. I don't see any of those little cups here, so we're just gonna lay them down right next to the headstone here. But right here, Grandma and Grandpa Nash, George Jr. and Martha. Also, their daughter Christine is laid here, which would have been my aunt. June 3rd, 1962 to June 15th, 1962. I'm gonna put my flowers right here. So my grandpa here was one of the last of my grandparents to pass away. Now, my grandparents on my dad's side, I was pretty close to them too. Went and visited them every chance I got. He passed in 2023. 2023 was a bad year for death in the family. My grandfather passed away just a few months later in July. My stepdad passed away. And most recently, which is 2024 obviously, one of my aunts on my dad's side, which would be his aunt, which would be my great aunt, she passed away. So the holidays, man, spend time with your loved ones while they're still around, because the older ones, it sucks, man. I really wish that all my family members were still here. I mean, I would literally give just about anything to be able to talk to them and hang out with them again. And I still have videos on my phone from hanging out with my grandpa the last time that we saw each other. And I still watch him every now and then because he was quite the character. He was really funny. Yeah, it just sucks. You know, we're all getting older. You know, our parents are getting older. Everyone's going their own way, doing their own thing. Families don't really get together much anymore. It's just, holidays aren't what they used to be. You know, everybody used to be so excited to go over to, you know, grandma and grandpa's house or over to grand's house and just have dinner with everybody, open gifts, watch Christmas movies. And now it's like everyone's doing their own thing. They're getting married, they're having kids, they're moving away, all that stuff. And I'm not knocking anybody for doing any of that. It's just, as a family guy, you know, once the grandparents, you know, go, holidays aren't really the same anymore. So I figured I would take today and come hang out with them for a little bit, because it's just taking me back to when the times were easier, when life wasn't so hectic all the time. When we were kids growing up, everything just seemed so innocent, so fun. And then now it's like the family hardly gets together anymore. Someone's doing this, someone's doing that. It's just, I wish things weren't the way they are now. I wish we could just get in a time portal and go back in time to have dinner at least one more time with the grandparents, or anybody that has passed for that matter. Now, I can say so much about Grandma and Grandpa Nash here because I did spend a lot of time with them as a kid, and growing up I was always at their house. They were always at sporting events. And the older I got, you know, the more mature I got, the more I realized that, you know, tomorrow isn't promised. You know, someone's here today, might not be here tomorrow. And I always got to spend time with my grandparents every second that I could. I remember being really little and going over to Grandma and Grandpa Nash's house. I'd spend the night with them. We would go to the mall and walk around. Back when the McDonald's used to be in the mall, I remember getting some orange juice, and then I would come outside and fix things with my grandpa, and then I would have lunch with my grandma. She always made me SpaghettiOs. Still to this day, I still eat them. And then I think we had, like cheese puffs with them. Yep, I still remember all this stuff, and they were always at sporting events. And here is Grandpa Nash was a Marine, and he fought in the Korean War, and he sort of had an influence on me when I was younger to want to join the military. Well, unfortunately, I was not able to join the military for medical conditions, and he just had a really big influence on my life. And he always attended, well, they both did, before I graduated, my ROTC banquets as well. I have pictures of them together with me in my uniform. So I still have a lot of pictures with them, and I still have pictures on my phone and videos on my phone of the last few times I was with my grandfather. And Grandma Nash passed in 2016. I remember that. But as far as Grandpa Nash, I remember that as if it was yesterday. It was 2023 in March. I remember being at work and getting the call from my dad. He said Grandpa had passed away. You know, took it pretty hard because I was the grandkid who was the most closest to my grandfather. But I remember the funeral, we were all set up. Everybody was parked along the road here and down that way. They had the 21 gun salute for my grandfather, and I stood right about here when I filmed it. My dad asked me to film it, so I filmed it for him and I sent it to him. Still have the video on my phone to this day, but it was really emotional. And being here just, makes my heart heavy. I wish things would be different. I wish they were still here the older that I get. And I just wish I was able to call and talk to them or go visit them. But I still have all these memories that I'll always cherish with them. With all of that being said, I want to wish my grandparents Merry Christmas. We love you, we miss you, and I certainly hope that we're making you proud. Rest in peace, Grandma and Grandpa Nash. All right, so now I'm gonna head back to town. We have one more person that I would like to include in this video. Somebody who came into my life unexpectedly and made a huge impact, not only just on myself, but my brother, my sister, and my mom. Some of you follow my social media and you will see that from time to time I'll post about my stepdad. We're going to honor him today and wish him a Merry Christmas as soon as I get back to town with my mom. So now I'm back home. Mom doesn't want to be on camera right now. This is a pretty emotional thing that we're doing here, but she bought balloons that we're going to let off. I wrote Merry Xmas, Jeter we love and miss you. She's gonna let a balloon off. I'm gonna let a balloon off. This is in honor of my stepdad, who passed away in July of 2023. So this one is for him. We're gonna let our balloons off now. I just want to say Merry Christmas, Jeter. It's still not the same without you. We miss you, we love you, and we wish you were here eating all the food with us, playing with the cats and all the kiddos. Not a holiday goes by that we don't think about you. So we're gonna let our balloons off now and send our messages up to heaven. Whenever you're ready, Mom.
Love you, Jeter. Miss you.
I really hope they don't get caught in the trees. Nope, they're not. And there they go. We do this for his birthday and Christmas and Thanksgiving too. But when Jeter was here, he always loved the holidays. He always loved going over and seeing the family, getting together, eating a ton of food, and just being with everybody. So it kind of sucks that our holidays, he's not around. And balloons are going off in the distance there. Kind of zoom in and still see him a little bit. Yep, and that's it. And I think that's going to conclude today's video on Christmas Day. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me, and we just wanted to end things here with sending off balloons to my stepdad. It's always emotional. It's definitely always emotional for my mom, and he has been a part of my life for upwards of 20 years, and we lost him unexpectedly in July of 2023. You know, I was just really little. Well, not really little, but probably, I don't know, 11, 12 years old when I met him. So 32 now. So yeah, like close to 20 years he was in my life. You know, he was my stepdad. He was married to my mom, and I lived with him, you know, majority of me growing up. So I just wish that everybody has, you know, a great holiday. Hug the ones that are still around. and set out a plate and leave an empty chair for the ones that couldn't be with us this year. So I hope this video kind of got my point across of telling you that family is important. It's of course important to me, and this is what I have to deal with pretty much every holiday. And I'm always here for my family and my mom, so definitely I'm family oriented. And with that being said, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. And I think we're going to end things here. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I truly, truly appreciate that. Remember to be safe, be kind, and as always, take care. And one more thing before we go, I would just like to dedicate this video to those spending the holidays in heaven. We love you, we miss you, and we'll see you again.